Today I want to tell you about the time where I insulted two NBA Hall of Famers and another local legend without saying a word to any of them. Welcome back, everybody, to The Art of Doing. My name is Ben Jackson, and today I'll be your guide through a funny story in my life. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We drop new content every week on various different topics. Last week we were talking about tequila. Who knows what we're going to be talking about this week? I was in the Boston Garden for the 2005 playoffs. Celtics weren't all that great, but they made the playoffs that year against the Indiana Pacers. I believe it was the first round. And as a flashback, when I was in high school, I was one of the vendors that walked around the old Boston Garden selling ice cream and ice cold Coca-Cola here. I had a great time. It was one of my favorite jobs of all time. And I made pretty good money for a high school kid. But in the old garden, where the vendors walked in, was the same ramp that the players' parking was on. So I walked by Celtics and Bruins legends like Ray Bork, Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, almost every week. I was almost immune to seeing these enormous superstars because I saw them so often. And we waved to them, or most of the time just ignore them. I'd pass shoulder to shoulder with these guys. Like I said, every week. I worked almost every home Bruins and Celtics game. So here I am in 99 with a buddy of, in 2005 with a buddy of mine. And we're walking in the new garden in one of the upper levels. Out of one of the stairs to luxury boxes comes down, no kidding, all in one group, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, who at the time was, I believe, the Timberwolves GM, and Carr, another amazingly great Celtic and local legend, and with them is Dana Barros. The odd man out here is Dana Barros. You may not even know who he is. He was a star at Boston College, went on to play pros for the 76ers, and at some point came to Boston, was a three-point shooter, a guard, was a little bit of a local fan favorite. So these four come out of one of the luxury boxes into the concourse, and I was probably about 50 feet away from them, and I say to my buddy, "Hey, look, there's Dana Barros." I wasn't saying it like, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe Dana Barros is here." But because I had seen the other guys so many times, it wasn't a shock to see them, but I was surprised to see Dana Barros in the building, not a person I'd ever seen up close. Well, the great part is just as I'm mouthing this to my buddy, Dana must have been looking my way and saw me say this to my buddy. And as we get closer to him, he doesn't barge in my way, but he kind of takes a step over, thinking I'm a huge Dana Barros fan, and kind of sticks out his hand. And I say, "Hey, Dana, how's it going?" And just a really quick conversation. But it struck me because as I'm having this conversation with Dana Barros, patiently waiting are two NBA Hall of Famers and local legend to Carr. And I don't say a word to them, again, because I'm so used to seeing them, and I walk off, and then I'm just struck thinking, they must think I'm the biggest joke as I'm fawning over Dana Barros, and these icons are standing right there. I doubt any of them are watching, but if you're watching, I still love you guys. Hopefully you got a chuckle out of that one and gave it to Dana the rest of the game for that one. And I hope I made Dana's night as well. But that's my story. Stay tuned for all sorts of new episodes. Let's always remember to practice kindness, practice compassion, and practice humility. Thanks for being with me to help you practice the art of doing.